Broadcasting live inside a deep underground bunker on the UnitedWest.org AM radio network and simulcasting on DirecTV, iHeartRadio, Roku, and the World Wide Web. This is Enemies of the State with Tom Trento. Oh my word!
Cool, huh?
What is that?
It's a new show open.
Cool. Well, let's give the who made that? Who put that thing together?
I did.
Nice job.
Yeah, and we're peace-loving people with all these bombs and airplanes and bullets and guns and all of this. You think we're at war with violent extremists or something?
Or ISIS or something like that.
Yeah, man.
We're certainly not at war with Islam.
No, not at all.
Well, like that. Islam has nothing to do with the terrorism issues on this President's Day. Did you see this?
Mr. President.
They named the day after
When did that
me.
happen, man?
They named the day after me.
And thank God it's the right shade of green so it doesn't disappear.
That's right, huh? We're gonna talk a little bit about President's Day today. Then we have.
Well, what? Tom.
No, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
We're going to tell a little bit today about President's Day, the 16th of February, here on WSBR Radio. Hi, everybody. Tom Trento, your host, Enemies of the State. If you didn't see that opening, we're going to play it for you about every 30 seconds or so. We'll play it for you shortly.
At least once a day.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to go from here in our bunker in South Florida to Copenhagen. Copenhagen, Denmark. Had a little situation over the weekend where individuals, as you're going to see the BBC reporting, having nothing to do with Islam, attacked Lars Vilks, I can't talk to CJ right now, calling on the phone, wishing us well, I guess.
Yes,
We're going to go there. Another very sad, tragic attack against cartoonist Lars Vilks. He made it out okay, though others died. And then in a little bit, we're going to tell you about the use of theater, the use of multimedia, the use of video by the Islamic State to create a whole new asymmetric paradigm in visual and psychological propaganda. A very important segment of our show a little bit later on.
I mean, from my standpoint, they're actually doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Just on a production level.
I would say they're doing a fantastic job.
Imam Abdullah, hello. This is Imam. This is the first day in our brand new studio. We've been in the facility for a week. We've been broadcasting, but the designers and the painters and the architects and everybody finished over the weekend to show our new studio. What do you think about that, Imam Abdullah?
It looks fantastic. Absolutely beautiful in your virtual world. This is much better than the shoebox that you used to operate from.
It's true, but it's going to equip our efficiency to kick you in the butt, kick the hell out of you guys.
That's right.
Why would you do such a thing?
Not you in particular.
ISIS.
You're our favorite little Imam Abdullah.
No, the
from,
bad guys are stepping up
Pakistan.
their production capability. We got to do the same.
We got to stay with them.
We're in a media war.
Do we have a drum
get an
roll?
Oscar nomination, no?
Yes, Oscars are coming up soon. Do we have a drum roll to show everyone our brand new studio, our sort of patriotic studio we have here?
I could play the intro again, and then
All right, let's play the intro, and then
I'll just
we'll
play
come
it in the
out.
background. We'll just.
You got it. Here we go. Mark, our director, revealing for the first time on my day, President's Day. Here we go.
Broadcasting live inside a deep underground bunker on the UnitedWest.org AM radio network and simulcasting on DirecTV, iHeartRadio, Roku, and the World Wide Web. This is Enemies of the State with Tom Trento.
There you go.
All right, how's that, everybody? We're live.
Yes, we are.
You got to go inside there. We have visitors
pretty
already
cool.
in the gallery here.
It's pretty cool, huh?
You got to lock that door. That is very, very cool. There's a drum roll. Boom. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a
so
lot.
we get sound effects, the whole 9 yards. There you go.
Wow, that took a lot of time
Now
and a little
that's,
bit of
yeah, that's-
shkadol, as we say in New Jersey, a little bit of shkadol.
Now, also, we have other shots we can bring to you later on, which you can actually do some big green screen shots and some some cool stuff coming.
Can I, at some point, get up and walk around, or do I have to stay in the
You're
confines
not
of this?
tethered to that chair anymore.
Oh, how
you
nice.
have the freedom of movement. You're going to have all kinds of PowerPoint screens to look at, some video graphic stuff, some talking and moving and walking around. There you go.
He found sound effects, the
Oh.
producer Damon did. No, this looks great, and I got to take this this time right now at 11 minutes after 4 o'clock on February 16th, President's Day, to thank all of you who had helped make this possible. We are officially now in our new studio. You can see it right here. And through the generosity of several key individuals who write larger checks, though everyone is appreciated, and all the way to anyone giving $5 a month. There's a parable in the Bible where very rich people go up to the front and give gold, and this little old lady's in the back giving a penny. And Jesus at that point says, hey, she's giving from her need, not from her wealth. So relatively speaking, that little bit she's giving is much more than a rich person giving what he can. But we like you rich people writing checks if you can do that, and giving from your need. You know, we stretch money unbelievably here. We've put all of this together. That's one studio. We have a whole nother studio in a different part of the building that is going to hold a live audience. We haven't raised the funds to put that together, but we are doing that. So we'll have the capability to bring in focus groups and the capability for me to walk over there, actually over there.
Well, actually, over there.
Over where?
Over there, you first pointed. Was
That
over
way?
there. Yeah, the other way.
That
That
way.
there,
To
yeah.
walk over that way and stand in front of all the stuff we're going to be showing you. But does that mean I have to actually have pants on?
Yes, you got to wear pants from now on, Tom.
I don't know. Or maybe the ratings would increase if I...
Yeah, you can't wear sweatpants and shorts.
Wait, you're not wearing flip-flops.
And flip-flops, they got to go.
Holy, why are you not wearing flip-flops? What happened?
You're gonna-
Did you have a
It's
wedding?
cold outside.
Did you have a
Oh,
wedding this morning?
Hey, no, it's
Under
actually
80.
cold in here.
It's under
He has
80.
air conditioning.
Hey, speaking of weddings, I went to a wedding last night of some diehard listeners and fans of the show, and I would like to wish those people whose names I will not mention for fear of
Sad we can't mention
reprisals,
D
but
and
I'd
J.
like
D
to,
and J.
Yes.
I'd like to wish them well and have a long, successful marriage.
Yay.
Mazel tov.
Mazel.
All right, all right.
And we're disappointed because we were going to attend that wedding, but there was some last minute stuff we had to do to get out of our old facility into the new facility. And when I say facility, I'm talking about a building. When I say studio, I'm talking about the place we're in right now. This is Studio V1, and we have Studio V2.
Not for vengeance, for
We'll
victory.
tell you about one of those names subsequently. But yeah, exciting day, and it is President's Day. We have a couple of visitors in the control room. Mark, are you able to show? Don't show the visitors.
I'll show the control room.
We don't want to do that to the visitors, but can the folks see you as you're putting your control room together? You got a long way to go to get it done, but there you are.
Hey. Hi, everyone.
There's Mark in his control room. What is that, a Dunkin' Donuts box in the background there?
No, it's called cables and
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any donut boxes.
No,
Back
that's
there.
you. I don't eat donuts.
okay,
I don't like
okay,
donuts.
okay, All right, Tom Trento, your host, Enemies of the State, the name of the show. We're very excited. First day in our brand new patriotic studio. Send us your thoughts. Tell us if you like it, because we really care about your opinion, let me tell you.
No, we actually do.
We do.
You know how you
President's
make your
Day.
opinion have more weight in this place, though, right?
What's that?
You know how people's opinions can get some weight in this place, right?
No, how can someone's opinion increase in our eyes in this room? Tell me.
They can make a tax-free donation
Oh,
to the United West.
you're kidding me.
They could do that, and it is a tax deduction because you are a 501c3 here, and it's amazing how people who write checks, their opinions actually take the form of action sometimes.
No.
Yeah, it works like that.
We
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
do
know.
that. I can't imagine us doing that. Within the bounds of what we do, obviously, if we did that. All right, let's talk just a couple of minutes about President's Day, because it's a holiday. Is it a federal holiday?
Yes.
Yes.
Banks are
Are
closed.
the banks closed?
Yes.
Oh, they are. Is the post office closed?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, got a little trivia. What did it used to be called before somebody said,
Was it George Washington Day or Lincoln Day or something? What was it?
or something? You would be great for us to do a little man on the street question out there saying, what was the background of President's Day? Where did it come from? Anybody? Anybody out there? And
I do not know.
I don't know. I thought it came from Washington and Lincoln's birthday.
yes, it did. The father of the country, George Washington, about 100 years after the guy croaked, Congress said, we got to recognize his birthday. I think it was 1879, right around there. And they made a designated day, Washington's birthday, which was what?
22nd?
22nd of February.
That didn't come from me. They came from our mysterious
Okay.
silent guest.
He actually served with Washington.
You did? You served with
Yeah,
Washington?
yeah. He was at Valley Forge. He crossed the Delaware.
I got one of these videos this morning on in my inbox that said must watch. And I don't know if I should say this, but I'm a little bit of a sucker for the must watches. Because when I send something out and say must watch, I mean you must watch it. So I said, nah, I'm not going to watch it. But then I decided to watch it. And it was a comedian at an aging conference in Pasadena or San Diego. And he's a weatherman for one of the local stations. The guy is hysterical. And he talked about that age-old, no pun intended, age-old theme of older people.
Is he calling you old, Mort?
Older people always, yeah, you're using names you not used.
sorry.
Of using an age-old paradigm of old people getting together and they talk about their doctors and their medicine. But this comedian he went into the urologist, and he looked around and saw all these 85 and 90-year-old men sitting there, and he said, what is this, a reunion of Civil War vets? He says, what's going on here? I thought that was pretty funny. So President George Washington, the father of our country, used to be just his birthday, February 22nd. I remember those days when we celebrate his birthday. But then somebody else had a birthday in February. Who was that?
Lincoln?
Abraham. Oh, my word. Look at that. President's Day.
Fancy
Abraham
graphics
Lincoln.
now.
What was his birthday?
Was it the 19th?
I think it's the 12th. Double check, but I'm pretty sure it was the 12th.
Yeah, you were there when he's born, weren't you? Yes, the 12th.
Mr. Guest?
Mr. Guest, he's there when he's
I think it was the 12th. So now we got both guys born in February, and the U.S. Congress was trying to sort all of that out. So they decided to do what?
They combine it.
And made it when? Because what are you going to do? The 12th, the 22nd?
It's
one
a
day.
Monday.
Make it a Monday. Why Mondays?
February 12th
Because
on Lincoln.
we have this, we actually have a
3D
law where we
holiday.
try to extend weekends whenever we can. That's why Memorial Day got officially changed to the last Monday in May. Well, President's Day is what number Monday in February?
Is that the 3rd?
Third Monday in February is President's Day, and now it's to honor all the presidents.
Boo! For the radio audience, Tom is holding up an Obama head effigy
Yes.
thing,
I'll zoom in.
and it's getting booed wildly in the studio.
Yeah, and the way we do that here, we are no fans of President Barack Hussein Obama at all. We think indeed he is an ideological enemy of the state. Not we think. We've established,
We know.
starting before he was even elected in 2008, that this individual is going to implement policies that are going to be deleterious, very bad, and destructive to the United States economy, to the military. He's going to set us back tremendously financially, and notwithstanding some improvements, apparent improvements in the economy, he has forever changed the structure of this economy, particularly with an unfunded liability like Obamacare, which has not even helped the number of people it was supposed to help, and which is costing much more than the experts said it would cost, and which is hurting companies tremendously. He said he was going to do it. You elected him. He did it. We here at Enemies of the State simply say that the office of president needs to be revered, but individuals need to reach the high calling of that office, or they ought not be considered appropriate to fill that seat in the Oval Office. And he is one of those individuals that is not appropriate, whether in his constitutional makeup academically, he's not a very intelligent man that way, whether ideologically he fails, whether from a management perspective, he's golfed, close to 200 times now.
He's almost golfed an
he's
entire year.
definitely going to overtake Tiger. With Tiger dropping off the tour for a while and Obama with the Republican Congress, forget it. He is definitely going to have more rounds golfed than Tiger Woods.
He is unfit for this office in so many ways. That's why it's so important on this President's Day. I am the president.
So it's your
run.
day.
I'm holding up my little placard that someone gave me a long time ago, Tom Trento, president. Did they want me to run for the U.S. president? No. That would not be a pretty picture either if I were the president of the United States of America. What would be one of my
Look at this guy, T. Look up.
Well, go ahead. Let me see him again. 23 minutes after WSBR radio.
That's you running for president.
You got a problem, Mr. President?
I don't think he likes what you're saying.
When I saw you, Mr. President, 3 years ago at AIPAC, and AIPAC is coming up pretty soon, American Israeli Political Action Conference. When I sat there and you were 50 yards away from me, and all the Jewish people in there, 10,000, 8,000 of whom were leftist Jews, were talking about standing up and leaving, because on the Thursday before the Friday that you were there, you said it is essential for Israel to go back to the green lines, the 1967 and 48 lines, in order for you to bring peace in Israel with the Palestinians. When you said that, you upset Jewry worldwide, and these folks were going to stand up and walk out on you in protest. When I, who was sitting there live, saw you walk out from behind the theatrical curtains and walk those 75 feet to the podium, and you swaggered, and you smiled, and you laughed, and you pointed, and you, by the time you got to that podium, had those 8,000 Jewish people who heretofore were going to protest in the palm of your hand, and within 2 minutes, they were providing standing ovations. And my Jewish friends on the other side, the conservative, politically conservative ones, stood there in disgust at how you manipulated that group of very intelligent people. I saw experientially and viscerally your capability to move people who are not thinking but feeling. You became even more of an ideological enemy to the United States than I even thought possible. To the point now where good people like former Southern prosecutor Andy McCarthy says, yeah, possibly you ought to be impeached, but impeachment is more a political process than a legal process, and it's not possible to do that now. And many of our friends are saying, you need to be stopped in your ideological pursuit of changing America in a dramatic way, and that means we need to defeat you politically. We need to defeat you in the grassroots. We need to make it so that when you're done on the 20th of January 2017, you retire and go build your library somewhere, probably in in a Middle Eastern country, something like that. You can go there and have a wonderful life and leave the United States of America alone. That's what needs to happen. And that's why on this day, we don't honor you I don't honor you as the president. I honor the office of presidency. And sadly, the way things are right now, sadly, 630 days from today, which is the 8th of November 2016. 630 days from today, sadly. The second Tuesday in November 2016, Hillary Clinton will be elected the President of the United States of America.
Oh, come on, Tom. Come on. There's no way.
I was sent over the weekend by a good friend who studies this stuff. The electoral map of the United States, the electoral projections of the United States.
It hasn't changed
the
from 4 years.
demographic information. And the data right now indicates today Hillary Clinton will be elected president Tuesday, November 8th.
We don't even know who the Republican
2016.
nominee is, you know.
It doesn't matter. They ran the numbers against all the people. We know who the president is. One of the ones that are there right now, and she beats all of them according to the electoral map, which is the whole ball of wax.
That makes zero sense. Everything could change on a dime in a year. I mean, what we know today about what's going to happen a year from now is squadoosh. Everything could change in a minute.
If the election were today, who gets elected? Hillary Clinton.
But the election's not today. The election's in 2016.
Okay, but watch what happens. 630 days left until Tuesday, November 8th, 2016. Tomorrow's 629, and then 28 and 27. The days click away, and everyone fiddles while America burns. So, who's going to change things? Do you think
Iran?
Do you think? And this is a question for the peanut gallery, but also a question for our audience. Do you think any of the 15, 20, 30 people running for office are going to figure out what's best for the United States of America? Do you think they're more concerned right now about figuring out how to raise $1 billion to run?
That's a low number.
That
was last cycle. What do you think it's going to be this cycle?
Anybody running for the president right now is working unbelievably hard to put all their fundraising infrastructure together. They're not even paying attention to what's going on in the world. They have interns, 23-year-old interns, briefing them every day. What's going on in Africa? What's going on in South America? What's going on in the Middle East? And they do not have a grasp upon what's going on. Some of them speak very well. They throw this stuff in their head. But my point is, there's no substantive effort to change the reality of the Electoral College that exists today, right now. How do we do that?
Well, we have to change Florida, Ohio, Virginia, South Carolina,
Michigan. Maybe Colorado.
Michigan's going to go Democrat like it always does.
Yeah, because look how good they've done with Detroit.
I know. It's all the
It's really bad news. And if anybody thinks that Chris Christie, I got an email from a good friend the other day who said, Tom, join with me. This was before Chris Christie even did his most recent announcements. Join with me. We're starting a super PAC for Chris Christie, who's half Sicilian, right?
Right.
We Sicilians kind of stick together.
You know what the other half is? It's a piece of crap.
A piece of crap and half Sicilian. And he's from Jersey. I was born and raised in. I should be a Chris Christie. I should be a Chris Christie guy. And I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't understand national security. He's mobbed up with not La Cosa Nostra. He's mobbed up with the Muslim Brotherhood. Even worse.
Yeah.
But, and I got a letter saying, Tom, help us raise money for Chris Christie. Jeb Bush, is he the great new hope for president?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Mr.
Jeb Bush of calling illegal immigration an act of love? That Jeb Bush?
Oh, you mean Common Core Jeb Bush?
Look, this may be a case at 30 minutes after the hour here, folks, on Monday, We're reviewing.
Oh, but we got Rubio too. We got Rubio. I mean, the great Mr. Amnesty Rubio,
the great Hispanic hope, the great Hispanic hope.
Mr. Rubio.
Because the only way we can win is to appeal to the black vote, or the Hispanic vote, or the gay vote, or the pro-abortion vote. We got to appeal to all this. Pretty soon, you're 47 different people. But you know what? That's what Washington is comprised of.
Yeah.
People who get elected because they're 47 different people, and they go there, they don't know what the hell they're doing, half of them.
They have no
really
principle, no values. And that's the reason we're in the mess we're in.
So how do we change all of that? We have a plan.
Are
We
you
told
running?
you the bad news.
Are
Yes.
you running?
We're leaving this country. We're going to Tahiti, you know.
All right.
No, the plan is, it's getting cold in here, but I like it. I'm not complaining.
Yes, you are.
Mr. Visitor in the control room,
I love how people say they're not complaining and we're actually complaining.
not complaining. In the control room for 3 years, I sat in a hot box. You've been there. You've been on the show. But you hosted the show, didn't you, at one point? Something like that? No? You look like a host. For 3 years, I sat in that hot box where they go, okay, Tom, the tiny air conditioner run by guinea pigs is making too much noise. We have to shut it off. The hot lights are going to make you sweat. But you can do it, Tom. Man up and do it. And I did it. I handled it. So I'm not going to complain like right now. I'm freezing shivering.
Is that the story you remember? Is that the story you remember, Dan? I don't remember it that quite
Hey,
that
I
way.
thought you was a tough guy from Jersey.
I'm
You're
getting
talking about a
ready
little
for
cold.
March 3rd. I'm getting ready for March 3rd.
That's right.
Where
Where
are we
you
going
going
to
to be March 3rd?
We will be Lafayette Park. Everybody, got to join us. We're working with Defenders of Liberty Motorcycle Club. First time I'm announcing that on any public communication because we just confirmed it about an hour ago. Defenders of Liberty Motorcycle Club. We got thousands of people coming already. Lafayette Park, right across the street from the White House. There's going to be thousands of Muslim jihadis. There's going to be pro-Palestinian, anti-Netanyahu, anti-American protesters there.
Oh, maybe I will go to that one.
What side are you going to be on, Imam Abdullah?
I will definitely be with that one. That sounds like very much fun.
You're going to see the clash of civilizations played out on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue on March 3rd. Don't miss this. This is really a historic moment. We're going to be there. We are one of the organizers of the event. And wait a minute, you got a bunch of motorcycle guys and a bunch of, Students for Justice in Palestine people and CARE affiliates. Isn't there going to be a clash? No. The D.C. Police and D.C. authorities are experts at this. They basically put both sides in cages. They put fences up, all of that. And there may be some heated words back and forth, and we don't instigate that. We're in an intellectual battle.
So
we will have our cameras rolling. Very, very safe, not a problem, but it's going to be cold.
well,
It's gonna be
the Defenders of Liberty Motorcycle Club, we have their logo. I take it that they're Army veterans and are military veterans. Is that what it is?
Oh, that's just one little aspect of who they are. Yes, they have fought in combat, most of them, and
So
now they're fighting
they're like
ideology.
Hell's Angel bikers.
No. No, these are former veterans. Veterans also, current enlisted people still in who are riding. And they take a stand on patriotic issues. And they are hardcore Zionists, pro-Israel. They recognize that Israel is the eastern front of Western civilization, as our buddy Ken Abramowitz said. Did you catch that? Israel is the eastern front of Western civilization, because the countries surrounding Israel are countries that are rooted in the medieval times. As Gingrich said earlier, medieval ideology against current contemporary Western ideologies. The only free country out there, and the only country where Arabs have a choice to vote and participate in the process, are Israeli Arabs who are citizens out there. So these guys, Defenders of Liberty, have gotten together and said, we're going to support Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, coming to Washington, to the U.S. Congress. The original location of the rally was going to be at the U.S. Congress. Then it got shifted because there's going to be a protest at Lafayette. So this is all fluid. Get your tickets. If you're in the north or the south, you can get there by car or train or bus. Get to Washington, 9 a.m., Lafayette Park, March 3rd. We will have a area set up where we will be
We got to
speaking.
get a hold of
and doing
Manny,
all of
too.
that.
We got to get
What?
a hold of Manny Vega.
Manny's in. Already
Oh, he's already in?
contacted him. Yep. Manny Vega's in. I've been doing a lot of work over the weekend, apart from painting this place. I painted this whole room.
Who?
I painted this whole room.
Who painted it?
I sort of, the editorial eye. Mark painted this whole room.
Yeah, who painted it?
I painted this star right over here, that star right there. I painted that star. And I painted this blue thing up here over here.
Yeah.
Over there.
Liar.
There.
Okay.
No, he did not.
So we got President's Day, and we're saddened that this individual, President Obama, is in office. And we have an election in 630 days. And if you get nothing out of today's show, other than the beauty of our studio, it's the importance of defeating the Electoral College projections right now that Hillary Clinton becomes the next president of the United States. And
We don't even know if Hillary's even going to be the nominee.
this is the current thinking by the people that think about this stuff all the time. But as far as we're concerned,
I think Lizzie Warden is going to.
Yeah.
That's my new name for her, Lizzie Warden.
Lizzie Warden. There's going to be a Democrat running, and the Electoral College, which means the particular votes dependent upon the number of Congress people in a district, in a state, go into the Electoral College. We'll get into all of that at a later point. Right now, the Democrats win over the Republicans. The only way to reverse that is for more Republicans to come out in key states.
Yeah.
Problem we have there is within the Republican Party. Now, this is the educational part of our show right now, though every moment is filled with education. Within the Republican Party, we have an ideological split. We have the rhinos, the rhinoceros, the rhinos, the rhinos.
These guys.
Republican in name only. That means for the most part they've abandoned the 2012 Republican platform, 50, 60 pages written fluently, beautifully, and there on the Republican National Committee website you can read it. Rhino, Republican in name only, has abandoned these principles and seceded to an expedient republicanism, which means prostitute yourself for cheap votes. You may get that vote today, but that vote has a deep and horrendous ideological root to it. You're going to have to pay for that vote later on, and it will either neutralize your ability to legislate or cause you to become a Republican light. You've abandoned the principles of the historic party that Abraham Lincoln started. So that's within the Republican Party. Or we fight for those principles articulated by Lincoln and many others through Reagan, soft-pedaled from Reagan's years in the 80s to now this reconstituted, very weak, light republicanism. We've got to regain that. How do we do that? We've yelled about this so much on this show. We do that by mobilizing the evangelical Christians in this country, 50, 60 million of them, 80 to 85% of whom will vote conservative Republican principles that can restore the conservative approach to this republic back 630 days.
So are you
from
saying we
today.
should,
Can
no
happen.
matter who the candidate is, you're saying preach the conservative principles and then make the change that way, or get the people to vote for a person? Which way's the better strategy?
Great question there, Painter Man, at 40 minutes after the hour, WSBR Radio, Tom Trento. You know what I got to do right now? I got to thank D and M. D and M. Oh, what's that? W? It's too small. Come on. We're so far away in here. I got to thank D and M. Two people have been helping us here, and we won't say their names because...
Let me tell you something. You guys are helping out very good.
We have our Hispanic representative of D&M, and D&M father and son, I can say that. Father and son team helped tremendously.
Yes, they did.
Helped us in the move, helped us in the construction and the painting, all of that. And let's give D&M a round of applause.
And don't forget L.
Muchas gracias.
Lenny, we can say Lenny,
Okay.
because nobody's
Nobody
going to
knows
bother
Lenny.
Lenny. Lenny's immune from being bothered. He's been helping us out.
Lenny did a great job.
But we do have a Hispanic delegation helping us out tremendously, and we're very, very thankful for that. Now, what were those call signs you showed up? You showed me?
That is, in addition to our WSBR, our flagship station here in South Florida, we are being broadcast on WHFS 1010 a.m. in the Tampa area.
Right in
and,
Badirs.
WHFS 1010, and just wanted to give a quick hello to Ahmed Badir and Hassan Shibli. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
I know
in
you
Tampa?
love us. I know you love us. Great to hear
This is,
from you.
the name of our show is Enemies of the State.
And they are two enemies of the state.
Yes, you
Yes,
have a
they
couple of CARE representatives. Ahmed Badir, former communications director for CARE Florida, then started a phony baloney group called United Voices, front group for implementing simply for Arabia, a Muslim Brotherhood.
And then he went
view
over to
of life.
Egypt. Then he went over to Egypt and partied with the brothers over there as they overthrew Mubarak.
Yeah, he was helped overthrow Mubarak, helped set up President Morsi, who's undergoing a trial right now. And Ahmed Badir's brother, I forget his first name, unfortunately was killed. And look, we here at Enemies of the State, we fight enemies ideologically. We are not for, if somebody's protesting, he was protesting and was shot somehow, was killed, unfortunately. So that was very, very sad. Ahmed was there for that whole situation. But not with, there's Ahmed
He's such a
Badir,
class act. He
picture
is
of him
such
right
a
now.
class act.
He runs United Voices. We're going to be doing exposés in great detail on Ahmed and his organization. As soon as some of the spies we have within his organization report, can we
have to
take
edit
that off
that
the tape, or is this has gone out already? In any event, on HFS.
We got a
High
good picture
frequency
coming up
station.
here for our listeners, for our viewers. I mean, this is the one with Ahmed off in Egypt, holding the Egyptian flag to overthrow Morsi. This is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty
Yeah,
cool. Let me
yeah.
see. Let's put that up. Well, we're looking at right now 43 minutes after 4 o'clock on the East Coast, 43 minutes after the hour. There's Ahmed Badir holding up the Egyptian flag, overthrowing Hosni Mubarak, former president and friend of the United States, friend of Israel.
Yeah, he's
actually.
standing with all these Muslim brothers there, and yeah, but he's not a Muslim brother.
No, we have pictures of him with the army that overthrew Mubarak, standing by their tank, all of that. But our point is that our show is now in Tampa. Hey, funny how that works out, that we wound up in Tampa.
That's weird, isn't
Yeah.
it?
What's next? Dearborn? WHFS
Our
1010.
radio empire is spreading.
It's spreading, yes. Slowly, like a slow boil, but it's spreading. But for those of you who have the ability to write large checks, help us out. We'll spread even more. We do have to buy the time. Ain't no commercial radio station going to put us on the air without them telling us we can't do or say the things we do and say. So we're not interested in that type of syndication. We'd rather be very open and direct with our exposés, tell you what's going on, and influence the influencers. That's what we do here. When we go to Washington, D.C. and introduce ourselves to many of the elected officials, they go, we know who you are. We follow your stuff. When we go different parts of the world and do that, we know who you are. We follow your stuff. So we are running sort of a special operations communication network here, providing the information to keep people fighting on the sharp edge of that spear. That's the critical thing. Now, what I want to do is touch base on Copenhagen situation, which is very serious and very, very bad. We're going to highlight a report from the BBC. I don't know if I sent you this, Damon.
Well, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you give us show prep
Why would I give you the material to
ahead of time to
that
have
I'm looking
prepped so
at?
we could have it so we can go, when you talk about it, we can put it up.
Yeah, that's just
That's
too
just silly.
easy. That is just too easy. But long ago,
We like challenges here.
being in that Sicilian family I told you about, I developed the ability to do something like this, and this has no subject on it. I'm sending it anyway. And work my computer. When I was a little kid, I was working my Apple computer.
You didn't have a computer when you were a
Yes,
kid.
I did.
They weren't even.
Come on.
You were born back in BC days.
They didn't even have
Yes.
calculators.
Look,
you were
You
using
were
an
born
abacus.
in BC before computers.
To our special guests, they're making fun of me because I dye my hair gray. Wilders
Listen, I was born BC
from what's BC?
before computers. 1961 BC.
Okay. Gear Wilders, good friend of ours. The rumor has it that he dyes his brown hair blonde a little bit for whatever reasons, right? I thought to add a little more kind of wisdom and maturity to our hilarious show that I would put a little bit of it's highlights. It's not really
Yeah.
hair and makeup. When I do it in hair and makeup, they put a
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
stuff.
when a makeup girl comes by, yeah, she puts that in for
She
you.
puts that in. We're looking for a hair and makeup person, woman, right, or male. I guess whatever, or whatever.
You have no hair.
If I let it grow, look. If I let my hair grow, it goes like this. It doesn't go like this.
Oh yeah, you go into Afro
It goes like
sheen.
this. Whoop.
I get Jufro myself.
College days, man, my hair was like this. I'll let it grow. It'll be a big gray Italian fro is what it'll be, because we'll dye it gray. But we're going to go to Copenhagen for a moment. And what happened in Denmark.
The Copenhagen or Copenhagen?
Yeah, either one. We should ask Jerusalem Jane, our buddy. She actually 24 News the other day. They
Oh,
did
really?
a segment on her. And the article that one of the newspapers did that she reported on last Jump and Juma Freaky Friday, Jerusalem Jane, Israel, One Nation, go there. Also go to Michael Ganot's website, Hershey's for Heroes, and Insight to Israel. Not websites, they are Facebook pages. Insight to Israel, Michael Ganot, Ganoe, and Hershey's for Heroes. Both are his Facebook pages. He lives in Tel Aviv. Jerusalem Jane lives in, guess where?
Jerusalem. That was a trick question.
Her Facebook page is Israel One Nation. They are two of our on-the-ground reporters, along with Aria Gozi. He is in just outside of Tel Aviv. His website is Israel's Homeland Security Home. Those are just three of our on-the-ground people giving us up-to-the-minute information. Then we have people whose names we can't use on the show, providing us a lot of other information on a daily basis. But Jerusalem Jane is from Denmark, and we'll get a report Wednesday in our update from her on what happened in Copenhagen. But Lars Vilks, if you remember him, Lars is a cartoonist, and you can go look at all his stuff there, Damon. Let me see where Lars went to. Here he is. Lars he's from Sweden, Swedish artist. He's not just some schmucky, cartoonist. There's this,
What
this
you do
pictures.
call?
He's not a schmucky cartoonist or even
not a relative of schmucky.
cuffy cartoonist.
You mean he's not a relative of schmucky? Right?
He is he's got a doctorate in history. He is a highly educated, one of these kind of cerebral artists who did some of these kind of avant-garde. He did a wood sculpture protesting Sweden's laws at some point years ago. But he got involved in the free speech movement. And back in, I believe it was 2007, he entered a cartoon, kind of a sketch cartoon, we need to put it up, of Mohammed drawn in context as a dog with the head of Mohammed. And this is what has gotten him in a lot of trouble. If we can show that, that's up on the screen right there. And the background for that was, he's a self-taught artist, but the background for this particular one, 2007, he got involved in a contest, a local art exhibit, and it was to deal with free speech, and he drew that particular picture that you're looking at. Imam Abdullah, can you describe what that picture is there, please?
If I must, Tom, I do not like to do this, but for your show, I will do so.
Okay.
This is a cartoon. It looks like the body of a dog and the head of what is supposed to be Muhammad. Peace be upon him.
How do you know what Muhammad looks like?
Wait a minute. Wait. That's an interesting question by our director, Mark.
Very
Imam Abdullah, you said it's supposed to be...
I said supposed to be a picture of Muhammad. No one knows what this man looked like.
And then your
How
question...
do you know? Why can't
We
he just
know
be?
the intent of this was to be Muhammad. The
How do you know
intent,
that?
Because
Does it
it
say
said
Muhammad
so.
on there? Doesn't say Muhammad on there anywhere. It
The
just says,
purpose-
what's the caption? What's the thing say? Islam what? What's that say?
Islam means human and animal rights.
Okay, where does that say anything about Muhammad on there?
Mark, I am not going to argue with you if this is supposed to be Muhammad. I do
No,
not
it's-
care either way. I am
I'm
telling you what the
asking
people
a
say it's
question.
supposed to be
It
Muhammad.
looks like just a guy with a beard with a big nose. I don't know. Does Muhammad have a
Then
big
it is not
nose?
Muhammad, and there
Does
is nothing to
Muhammad
kill
have a
people
big
for.
Muhammad have a
Fine.
big nose? Because that's the only distinguishing feature I see in that.
It is kind of bizarre, folks, for
Did
all,
Muhammad have a beard? I don't
for
know.
all the Muslims to be going nuts when there is no pictures of Muhammad. They were all destroyed, supposedly, when people did write them. And the whole idea is that if you have an icon, a picture of any sort, then the worship will not go to Allah, but it'll go to Muhammad. And because there's a picture and people will focus on that to provide worship.
Why couldn't that be one of his brothers?
Nobody knows what Muhammad looks like, so the people that are killing because of this particular cartoon that Lars Vilks drew back in 2007, the Muslims that are killing others, are doing it because Lars Vilks said it's Muhammad. That's Muhammad. When the fact of the matter is...
It could be Jesus
It could
for
be
all
anybody.
It could be Jesus for all we know.
He could change it. So Lars Vilks, for all of you thinking Muslims out there, think about this for a second. You are blowing circuits in your head because a Swedish artist told you to blow circuits in your head by saying, I drew that, and that's Muhammad.
Yeah.
Now, he could change his mind tomorrow and say, that's actually me, a self-portrait of how I look. What are you going to do? Say, no, it's Muhammad? You don't know what the hell Muhammad looks like. When you run off, half-cocked like this, with no intellectual basis to what you're doing, this is the absurd position you put yourself in. You kill for killing's sake, not for any reason rooted in any factual information.
Yeah, right.
So, what happened next in 2007? The event where he was going to submit this cartoon, a local art exhibit in Talyarud, they said, whoa, if you do that, Muslims are going to have go apoplectic, and we don't want that. So a bunch of places turned down this painting, but eventually it got published, it got out. And ever since then, 2007, Lars Vilks has been attacked in one way, shape, or form, about a half a dozen ways. In fact, if you remember, a couple of years ago, he was speaking at Uppsala College, I believe it was in Sweden. And it was totally different. It had nothing to do with the Mohammed dog picture, if that's Mohammed. It was some artwork, sexuality, and there were some images of Islam. Apparently an Islamic artist had put this together, but Lars Vilks was there speaking. The students rushed down and attacked Lars Vilks and hit him in the face, and the security guards pulled him out. Remember that? It was a video that went viral. So they attacked him there. Muslims have in their mind that that's Muhammad, pictured as a dog. They're going to kill him.
Was this kind of like the attacks that occurred when they put the Jesus cross in a toilet with stuff like that, and how the Christians rioted and attacked the artist who did that? How they strung him up in the am I confusing
The
that?
piss Jesus thing?
Yeah, didn't all the Christians riot and attack the artist for that?
Well, I've been a Christian for a lot of years, and as long as I've been a Christian, there's always been some sort of artistic attack against Jesus. Always. I mean, it's part of it. And I have witnessed many of the protests. And they go so far as to call for boycotting whether it's a a TV company or whatever it might be,
Okay.
a movie company. I haven't seen any beheadings or any of those.
How about that time when the Jewish group chopped off all the Muslim? Oh, I'm sorry, that didn't happen.
Yeah, you got the
either.
wrong religion there.
Oh,
Only
the Mormons,
peaceful-
the Mormons I know
The
did that.
Mormons, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
hold, no, they don't do that.
So what happened this weekend? No, the point.
There's the Unitarians. The Unitarians.
The point that's well taken is that the religion that seems to be most explosive,
Why is that?
most easily to destabilize is the religion of peace. Seems to be an interesting irony there. The religion of peace is the most easily religion to create destabilized non-peace. By
I
drawing
wonder
a
why
picture.
a world
By drawing a
supremacist-
picture. I want everybody to get this in their head. You draw a picture and you take 1.3 peaceful people, 1.3 billion, you draw a picture and now they're destabilized, these 1.3 billion people. Is that the strength of the artist who's sketching lines on paper? Somehow there's some sort of supernatural component to the images that appear on paper, and the 1.3 billion people are incapable of controlling themselves?
Yes.
Or is the locus of the destabilization within the minds of the individual rooted in the ideology and doctrines of the faith?
Yes.
And if it is that a very positive illustration of this faith, that people can be destabilized through drawings, or is that a negative?
It is a
Image.
sign
You
of,
know what?
sign of strength that we are able to kill people that disobey the laws of our religion. So you see the invincibility of Islam versus the other religions, and that we are defeating them in a militaristic way.
You know what it's like? It's truly like a abused wife type of scenario where you're constantly trying to second guess what this insane nut job is going to do before he beats on
Oh,
you.
that's interesting, yeah.
You know, you
That's
keep
very
like
interesting.
try second guessing him, and you're like, oh, I can't do this because it's going to make him mad. It's going to make him mad, or he's going to beat me. Well, that's the type of relationship America is in with Islam. Exactly the
That's
relationship.
interesting. And and look, we have a lot of Muslim people that follow us, and part of our show is designed to challenge you, and never assume our motives are evil or bad when we challenge you. In the West, and if you're an American Muslim, this is what America is about. Everybody challenges their belief systems, and if they go through the gauntlet of intellectual challenge, then it stands, and it shouldn't bother you. But if it starts to fall apart and you got to kill somebody because they're asking you questions or showing you pictures, then maybe the onus ought not be on the evil doing of that individual, but on the inability of whatever you're believing to make any sort of consistent sense.
That
But look
is
at what the
entirely too logical for us, Tom,
Yeah, I know
please.
that. Listen to the BBC. And what happened briefly, because we're going to pick this up tomorrow's show, Tuesday. And I'm going to lay out in the beginning of tomorrow's show the theater of terrorism, how the Islamic State is using these very violent executions to create a perception worldwide, globally now, to accomplish their given objectives, which is establishment of the caliphate. And look at the BBC. I'm going to introduce this, but we're going to end the show in a moment here. I'm going to introduce this. We'll pick up on it tomorrow. The BBC covered this event in Copenhagen, Denmark, where somebody ran in, and Lars Vilks was in a free speech event, a speech thing, no cartoons or anything, and somebody with automatic weapons sprays bullets out there. Some unfortunate civilian who was inside the event came outside to light a cigarette to take a break, got mowed down by the spray of AK fire.
There's the bullets in the window there.
There's the bullets there. And then 3 policemen got shot. Then later on, the same shooter goes to, I don't know, randomly goes to a what?
Randomly goes to a synagogue.
Randomly goes to a
Some folks
synagogue
was
in
randomly
Denmark.
shot in a kosher deli in Paris. some folk was randomly shot outside of a synagogue. Thank you, President.
Those random
Those random dead
Jewish-related
Jews.
things. And the 31-year-old
non-ideological extremist radicals.
Yep. Again, unfortunately, 31-year-old Jewish security guard standing outside was mowed down and killed. So 2 people dead there, and then some security guards put at bay the shooter who took off. And tomorrow we're going to pick this up, and we're going to look at the beheading of 21 Coptic Christians. We're going to have tomorrow on our show Waleed Shubat as our special guest Skyped in. So Tom Trento, February 16th, President's Day, saying goodbye for now. See you tomorrow.